Hello and welcome to the Craft Beer Corner. For today's beer review, we're jumping into a beer from Energy City Brewing Company. We've reviewed quite a few of their beers over the years, though it has been a while. This is another one of their Batisserie series beers, and this specific one is called Chocolate Banana Cream Pie. It is an Imperial milk stout that clocks in at 10%. This one brewed with cocoa, banana, vanilla, and lactose. Energy City is based in Itasca, Illinois. So, label art on this, well, it's bright yellow. Absolutely gets you in the mood for a banana. Other than that, it's just very clean design that they have. Every one of their Batisserie series beers I've had has this kind of similar theme, just kind of colored with what it's about. So, chocolate banana, yellow with kind of a chocolate colored script on there. Sounds awesome. I love bananas. It's hard to find beers with banana in them, so whenever I see one, I pick it up. And pleasantly surprised with all the ones I've had to date. Let's get this one cracked. Gently, gently, gently. All right. Poured right in the old stout glass, and we'll see what this one's about. Okay, so this is pouring not super thick, but it is obviously quite dark. Give a bit of agitation, see if it has a chance to do its thing and form a decent head here. All right, yep, no problem at all. While that's forming, visually, yeah, absolutely pitch black as expected. I do see just a little bit of effervescent cling on the side of the glass. In this one, it is super tiny, super tight, super fine. And looking at how this head formed and is settling, I'm not surprised. It is pretty thick, pretty creamy. So we will definitely see how long that sticks around. But for now, let's get right up over this for a sniff. Oh, man. It absolutely is dominant chocolate banana. It almost reminds me of a banana split. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of this. It smells absolutely incredible. The banana and the chocolate both come through very clearly. Now I know obviously they added vanilla as well, kind of necessary for the cream part of the cream pie. Can't really detect anything. Honestly, the banana and the chocolate is so pronounced, it's just kind of overriding the vanilla that maybe the aroma would otherwise be popping out. But what I can tell you is it's very bold, it's very pungent, and it smells absolutely incredible. Really gets me in the mood for a chocolate banana cream pie flavored beer. So let's just jump in and see what this one's about. Take one. Oh man. Oh, that is so good. That's huge too. Big, bold, in your face flavors here. All right, so exactly as advertised. Exactly as advertised. This tastes like a chocolate banana cream pie. Period. That's what it tastes like. And kind of the aroma, the vibe of a banana split. Obviously, they share a lot of commonalities in ingredients and in flavors. Yeah, I mean, that combination of ingredients, it absolutely speaks. So we know this is an Imperial milk stout. It does have lactose added. There is a little bit of sweetness to this beer, but really, it's just enough to where it tastes like a dessert style beer and lets the added ingredients really taste like they should, but it's not over the top, pungently, puckeringly sweet at all. It's a very well balanced beer, and I come back to this. So couldn't really get the vanilla on the aroma, but it absolutely is present in the flavor profile in the glass. It's really almost an even balance, 50-50 of chocolate banana, but then the cream is in there to kind of tie it all together. So when I say 50-50, I mean the balance of the banana and chocolate together. It's absolutely equal parts. But the vanilla comes through very clearly as well, so it doesn't just taste like a chocolate dipped banana. It's got that creamy back to it that really only comes from that vanilla addition. And it's absolutely delicious. The other thing that I was kind of surprised, and pleasantly so by, is even though, yeah, this is a big beer with additives and it's got the lactose, you can still taste the underlying malt bill in this beer. And indeed, there is a little bit of a bitter kick that came up front, kind of as the intensity of the ingredients were opening up, and certainly on the back end here, yeah, there's a little residual bitter, as well as very clearly lingering chocolate, banana, and vanilla. It's a big beer, it's very flavorful, it's very bold, it's in your face, but it's absolutely delicious, and I love the balance on this. So we're going to jump back in for a second sip, let everything re-intensify, pick it apart again, make sure we didn't miss anything, and then we're going to talk a little more in depth about the finish. And I don't recall already, I was so excited by what I was tasting, if I talked about the body and the mouthfeel, so we'll jump to that as well on second sip. Take two. Okay, so this is a 10% ABV beer. It doesn't feel ridiculously heavy. I would say it's kind of a robust medium, but it's not bordering on medium heavy. It's definitely not as heavy as you would anticipate for 10%. Mouthfeel? Mouthfeel is relatively close to what I expected, but given the style of beer it is, I expected just a bit more resistance, a bit more thickness. But again, it's not off the mark by a ton, but it's not quite as thick and lush as I anticipated. This one, when you agitate, doesn't really get any sensation of creaminess or velvety. You can just feel the resistance that's inherent in it. So body and mouthfeel is not quite as robust as I would expect for the style in the ABV range, but it's still quite nice. And they balance very well together, the body and the mouthfeel. Together they feel appropriate, like they're working as a unit. In terms of second sip, what happens on this re-intensification? Really, it's just another treat to get to taste it all over again. And yeah, on second sip, the bitters that pop out of this underlying malt bill are actually even more noticeable. So they really do start coating and lingering. So you still get this big, delicious chocolate banana cream, like big up front. And certainly it's very even on the descent as well as we get into the finish. But you do get this nice kick of bitters that pops out from this malt bill, which I really didn't anticipate on a beer like this, but I'm glad that it's there. And in terms of the finish specifically, it is very even. Chocolate, banana, vanilla, all still very clear, all in equal parts, all the way on a slow, steady descent. But on this, aside from just the lingering additives, there is still this underlying kick of bitters coming out of that malt bill. And this one is kind of a cross between roast and earthiness, almost like you would get from a hop bill. Certainly, it could be from the hops that they put in here, but it tastes a lot more like it's coming from a roasted malt bill to my palate at any rate. But I absolutely love it. Banana, not the easiest ingredient to find in a beer. This is another one that is done exceptionally well. I absolutely love it. I'm going to take my time, sip on this one, count my scores. When we come back, we will get this beer ranked from top to bottom. All right, now we're going to get this beer ranked. This was Energy City Brewing Company's Batisserie Chocolate Banana Cream Pie. This was an Imperial Milk Stout clocking in at 10% ABV. This one had added cocoa, banana, vanilla, and lactose. Energy City is based in Itasca, Illinois. So starting with the aroma. The aroma on this was very, very pronounced. Quite clear, cocoa, banana, and really the vanilla was the only thing that didn't pop out. And look, it's the only reason that I took any points off because it absolutely smelled amazing. Very, very pungent, which is indicative of this style. I just would have liked it to be able to detect the vanilla on the nose as well. But I only dock 1 point here. The aroma, it's a 9 out of 10. For the taste, I absolutely loved it. The balance on this was absolutely perfect. Equal chocolate, banana, and vanilla. So it really did play the part and exactly as described. It was chocolate, banana, cream pie, or like a banana split. Whatever the spirit of that combination of ingredients conjures to you, that's exactly what it was, and nothing really vying for attention. Chocolate, banana, vanilla, it was all present. They were all hanging out together, and it was absolutely delicious. What I was surprised by was the fact that you could still get some of that nice underlying malt bill that came through in this beer. So despite the intensity of the flavors, you could still get the nice roasty edge to the malt bill and a little bit of the bitters that came out of that. It was absolutely fantastic. Taste gets a 10 out of 10. So for the body was nice. It was above average. It had a nice bit of robustness to it, but not quite what I expected for a 10% for this style. The body does get a 7 out of 10. For the mouthfeel. Mouthfeel was nice. It had a decent bit of resistance. It was above average, but not quite exactly what I expected. The mouthfeel gets a 7 out of 10. For the finish. Finish on this beer, very, very long. Finish does get a perfect 10 out of 10. For the head and retention on this one did a great job for a nice creamy head, stuck around the whole time. It gets a 10 out of 10. For the appearance, absolutely pitch black as expected, gets a 10 out of 10. For the balance, I mentioned this when I talked about the taste, but yeah, the balance on this was perfect. And not just the banana, the chocolate, and the vanilla, but also the lactose. The right amount of lactose to let those ingredients taste like they should, all work together without it being overly sweet, and indeed still leaving room for that malt bill to come through. I absolutely loved it. The balance gets a 10 out of 10. Filling in the intangible subjectively, I loved it, 10 out of 10. Finally, is an example of the style. This is one of those really, really great dessert-inspired Imperial milk stouts. It does get a perfect 10 out of 10, which brings the total score on Energy City Brewing Company's Batisserie Chocolate Banana Cream Pie to a 93 out of 100. Guys, this is well above average. I know maybe some people are put off by the idea of banana flavored beer or banana as an ingredient to add to beer, but absolutely trust me when I tell you it works in this. If you like kind of banana splits, chocolate covered bananas, chocolate banana cream pies, anything of that nature, this is one you absolutely owe it to yourself to try. It was exactly what I was hoping it would be. So far, Energy City's Batisserie series have been fantastic. This is just another one in a long list. Folks, that's today's review. As always, I do sincerely appreciate you tuning in today. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to stay in the loop when our videos go live, just turn on your notifications, hit that bell icon. It's right next to the subscribe button. Until next time, keep it beer, keep it craft. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.